Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, you know who's not having a fantastic day? People who are on the Fred Olsen's Balmora cruise ship. Apparently, she got caught in a storm for over 2 days, had to cower basically in another port and is now waiting out the storm. It also received damage on that storm. We'll cover that. It's kind of a weird story to me. Also, we have some good news coming if you're a fan of Norwegian Cruise Line and you're wondering what the next ship is going to be and when it's going to go on sale. Not to mention, we have a brand new dining venue that I'm a little excited about coming to one ship in Holland America fleet from a very, very famous chef. So Fred Olsen's Balmora cruise ship was on its way to Cadiz, and it's in the Bay of Biscay, and it got caught up in a storm there. For over 2 days, it was battered by this storm with 30-foot waves and gale force 8 winds. And this is not a large cruise ship. It is about 43,000 metric tons, which is not a large ship. It's one of those luxury small ships that are out there. It received damage on deck 4 with broken windows and partially flooded deck, as well as their Nepean lounge that they have on board was also damaged, and it is pulled into a different port that they were heading to in Spain. I believe it's called Bilbao? I've never heard of it myself. But they pulled into there, and now they're saying that they are assessing the damage and everything to the cruise ship. Good news is the crew were no reports of any injury to the crew or passengers on board, although it will be a little bit of inconvenience, and a lot of passengers did report being seasick. That's not surprising when you're in a small ship and you're getting hit with 30-foot waves and gale 8 force winds for a couple of days. I was on the big, huge Norwegian Escape, and it was just rocking a little bit. We were hitting 12-foot waves, and people were getting seasick on that ship. I can only imagine some of the people on the Balmora. But they pulled into the port, and now they won't be leaving until Saturday or Sunday when the storm is expected to subside, which means they will probably end up missing quite a few ports, which has brought out the question, of course, that's going to be asked out there. How did this happen? How did they get caught in such a severe storm? Why did they sail into this storm? Did it change direction suddenly? What's the answer? And we'll have to wait to find out those questions. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of questions from the passengers. And thankfully for everybody on board and the cruise line itself, nobody got injured during this storm. But imagine being stuck on a small ship, 30-foot waves, gale force winds for 2 days with windows breaking and things like that. Would not have been a fun experience. But I'm glad to hear everybody there was okay. Well, Norwegian just announced their next Prima class ship, the Aqua, and they're probably calling it Aqua because of the main feature on this cruise ship that's going to be different from all the other Prima class ships, and that they're calling it a water coaster, where they're using magnetic sliders to shoot you through, and there's 2 different courses. It's like a big water slide on the back of the ship. Not sure what it is because we don't see it yet, but they're touting it as one of the next biggest things, and it is going to be one of those first at sea kind of things. We'll see, because I know Disney Wish has something like that. They're calling it a ride, but I think it's still a slide. It doesn't have magnetic stuff. We'll see. Very curious, but if you're one of the people who've been wondering, hey, when's the ship coming out? It's coming out in 2025, and yes, Bookings are about to become available right now. So if you're one of those people who want to jump on board a brand new ship, you should start looking up NCL and checking out the brand new Aqua ship coming to its fleet. Now, I have a dining experience and I hope they spread it to more of their ships coming up on Holland America from a very famous chef. But before I get there, let me just invite you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. If you want to keep up to date with everything going on in cruising, from the new ships coming out to ships getting caught in a storm and questions being asked why that's happening, to tips and tricks and things that just might save you just a little bit of money, or at very, very least, make your cruise a little bit smoother and a little bit more stress-free. We try and do things lighthearted, but sometimes we have some pretty heavy topics to talk about, but we still try and do it in a very sympathetic manner, shall we say. Doesn't cost anything, but boy, it really does help the channel when you subscribe, and again, I really do appreciate it. Okay. One of the shows I used to watch on TV religiously, as I'm a bit of a foodie and I'm a bit of an amateur chef myself. Just ask my family who hosts Christmas dinners, who hosts parties, who tries different culinary experiences. Well, that's this guy. And one of the shows I used to watch was The Iron Chef. Have you heard of that? I'm pretty sure everybody's heard of The Iron Chef at one point or another. Well, Chef Morimoto is famous for being on that show, and he has restaurants everywhere in Vegas. He even has one at Disney Springs. He has a huge chain all over the place. Well, now he's coming to Morimoto at Sea on the New Amsterdam on Holland America. Makes me want to just book that ship just so I can try that restaurant. Yeah, can you imagine if he was on board as well? Like, fanboy over that. But he's very well known for his Asian cuisine and a fusion sort of mixture. And yeah, that sounds like an amazing possibility of a must-do dining venue on that ship. And again, like I said, I really do hope that they, spread this out on the rest of the ships as well. But they already do have, Rudy at Sea as well. So they're kind of along. Morimoto is known for a lot of fish recipes, obviously coming from Japan. So yeah, it's curious to see what they're going to do. But again, more dining, I'm all for that. As I said, I'm a pretty big foodie. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.